Hello, everybody. I'm Dominic Williams, founder, chief scientist of the Dfinity Foundation, headquartered in Zurich. Pleased to come to this. Is the first sustainability conference I've actually been to, so I'm very grateful for being invited. And I'm going to talk about the internet computer today, which is the world's first world computer. Okay, so if you're interested in this deck, which is about sustainability and blockchain, just take a picture of this URL. And what's interesting here is this deck is actually available on the blockchain. You can download it from cypherspace. So this is the first time that a blockchain's ever been able to serve content to you. So the internet computer solves a big problem in Web3 today, where people build Web3 services, and they tell you that the Web3 service is built on a blockchain, but in actual fact, the Web3 service is built on something like Amazon Web Services, big tech's cloud, and they only use the blockchain to store a few tokens or clips of data. And the internet computer actually allows you to build things like social networks on the blockchain itself. So you could run a decentralized version of Facebook on the internet computer, and you wouldn't need big tech's cloud. And the reason this is possible is that it's just vastly more efficient than traditional blockchains. And to give you an idea of how much more efficient, I'm displaying here the cost of storing this deck on the chain itself. So it costs about 4 cents a year on the internet computer. It costs you about $500,000 a year on Ethereum, about $1,000 a year on Solana. So, we're seeing these vast improvements in efficiency, which completely change what you can do with a blockchain. If you're interested in seeing just what can be done, I invite you to take a look at something like OpenChat. OpenChat is a sort of mass market chat service that's running entirely from the internet computer blockchain. And that's something that's never been possible before. You may hear about Web3 services running on the blockchain, but they're really running on Amazon Web Services or something like that. This thing, OpenChat, runs entirely on the internet computer blockchain, which is the first world computer. So today, well, it's been the last week, the internet computer's been doing about 10,000 transactions a second, which is about 850 million transactions a day. So if you measure the amount of cycles consumed, so cycles is a kind of digital fuel that powers computation on the internet computer. And if you measure the number of cycles consumed, you see that the growth in network usage is about 550% in the last 4 months. So this thing's growing very fast, and if you extrapolate out, you can see why we're pursuing this thing we call blockchain singularity. So blockchain singularity is a sort of end game, if you like, where the majority of humanity's online systems and online services are running 100% from a blockchain. So the objective of the internet computer as a world computer is to replace big tech and traditional IT. And so far, at least, things are going pretty well. Now, this is NOAA, and the natural question for you to ask is, does this idea of blockchain singularity equal environmental meltdown? And I'm pleased to tell you, actually, that the opposite is the case. The internet computer is a blockchain, but it works in a completely different way to traditional blockchains, and its aim to the aim is to have it running with greater efficiency than traditional IT. So kind of turns turns things on its head. That you'll actually reduce the carbon emissions of tech by having everyone build on a blockchain. So the Dfinity Foundation is a sort of authentic early crypto project. It was founded in 2016 to continue research work from 2015. We have the largest team of top cryptographers in tech. We're the largest employer of Google research staff in Switzerland, and we have research centers in Zurich and San Francisco. So the internet, the result of all of this R&D is that the internet computer is green, and it runs very efficiently. And now people can actually imagine building on a blockchain that emits less CO2 than traditional IT, even though it gives you all of the magical properties you'd expect from a blockchain, like security, autonomy, liveness, and so on. So, of course, sustainability isn't just about your carbon footprint and efficiency. It's also about the ecosystem, too. The internet computer supports running Web3 services, for example, under the control of DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, rather than running them under the control of a company, say. So the idea is you can run something like a social network on the internet computer under the control of a digital democracy and use that in place of a company with shareholders and a board and a CEO, which makes them more self-sustaining. And we also provide ways for people to raise money from the decentralized ecosystem. So as we sort of drive towards our efficiency and sustainability goals, we've begun auditing the energy consumption of the internet computer. And currently, here we go. Currently, the internet computer is consuming less energy than about 100 US homes. And that's actually pretty good in blockchain, especially considering that the internet computer is doing orders of magnitude more compute than all of the other blockchains in the world put together. So what does that mean? So if we look at the energy consumed per transaction, we can see that it's doing pretty well. And in fact, these stats don't really tell the whole story, because a transaction on the internet computer typically involves many thousands of times more computation than a transaction on a traditional blockchain. But even just comparing the energy consumed per transaction, you can see that the internet computer's taken us a long way forward with the amount of energy consumed. And of course, if you think that Bitcoin came out in January 2009, so we're 14 years on now, it's clear that we've come a very, very long way. Like the per transaction costs in terms of energy consumption and carbon emitted have improved by 350 million times, which is a lot, even though tech advances rapidly, and we've had, 13 years now. So we've got a dashboard, and we're working on things like decarbonized subnets, and why people are interested in energy consumption to track our progress. There's yet another bit of content you can use to look into this if you like. Just screen grab that, or photograph that QR code. Something I should mention, that website, internetcomputer.org, isn't running on Amazon. It's actually running on the internet computer itself. So any kind of materials like this deck that you download will actually come from the blockchain itself. All right, I think I've just got to the end here. That's it. Oh, one last thing. Hashtag in the corner, shout out to a guy called Dimitrio, who actually created this deck. It almost didn't get made because he's in Kiev, and the lights went out. There's no power. And anyways, so that's why there's that hashtag when the lights come back on. All right. Thanks very much.